All right, we in the building, man. It's Player Talk Radio, man. On today's show, we're gonna be talking about hypergamy, man. And what we're gonna be talking about is how it's just fucking funny that now women are calling hypergamy game. Like this is supposed to be like their new version of game. And the funny thing is that that's your nature. Hypergamy is in a woman's nature. So we talked about it. We get into the game, and we realized that hypergamy, hypergamy, like shit, is a woman's nature. But to stop hypergamy, because see, what women don't like to explain to you guys is that there's another side of hypergamy. Hypergamy can work against a woman. You understand what I'm saying? This is coming from the game that I bestowed upon y'all. I've done shows on reverse hypergamy, fellas. How reverse hypergamy could work against you. So when you have women, a collective of women talking about hypergamy, naturally you have to ask yourself, okay, what's your understanding of hypergamy? Because people could talk about a subject all day, but it's rare that people actually know what they're talking about when they're talking about a certain type of subject. So when you talk about hypergamy, a lot of guys will get a great education and understand hypergamy, because when you learn how something can work against you, you will start to question yourself, okay, how does that actually work for a woman that's actually practicing it? Is it actually lucrative? You know what I'm saying? This is the logical dance. This is how us red pill men, how we chop up game. This is how we get into it, because we want to politic. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't move unless something's lube. And lube is lucrative. You dig what I'm saying? Anyway, so smooth. Anyway, what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are these hoes understanding of hypergamy? Because if they really believe that hypergamy is not their right as a woman, then what do they really understand about womanhood? And then it compelled me to think, why would a whole bunch of women seek out female dating coaches to learn about hypergamy? Like, bitch, you are past your 20s. You didn't live this? Like, what were you doing the whole time in your 20s? Because you've been benefiting off of hypergamy. You've been doing different things. But I guess if you have to seek out a dating coach that is giving you game for women that's north of 35 with children, you would actually see that, okay, she's benefited off of hypergamy, but she doesn't understand hypergamy. And one will make the argument, honestly, to say, okay, well, if she doesn't understand hypergamy, this is her giving up the facts that she doesn't understand the nature of femininity. She does not understand who she is, what she came for. She's been resetted. But all she knows is that she can't trust you. A woman can go live, say the same thing I'm saying right now on her show, and sisters will be like, yo, man, the program is so deep. Oh my God, so innovative. Oh my God, sister, keep preaching. Oh my God. Oh, you're just so right. And oh, that's exactly how it is. We don't know. But we can't trust niggas, but we don't know. That's what they're doing. They're admitting that the fact that they believe that hypergamy is game, and that's where they need to flock to get game. Nigga, that's it. What were you doing the whole time? And that's been the conversation that a lot of men need to have with women. What the fuck were you doing the whole time? You go to work, come home, ain't no food fix. What were you doing the whole time? What the fuck? What? Oh, this, that, and the third happened, babe. And oh my God, and this, that, and the third, yo, that shit crazy. Okay. We want to be equal. We want to have jobs. We want to, okay, equal. You got jobs. Look, y'all done took the movement away from us. Y'all got jobs too. We help work, and now black women, y'all can have jobs. Us niggas, we paved the way for that. Go ahead, have your job. Congrats, son. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but I still want a man to get but you got the money. Well, but I still want to. What were you doing the whole time? You could have just stayed in the house. This has been a conversation since the beginning of time. So now women are openly, and y'all not going to see it this way, but give it some time. It'll sink in. It'll sink into you. It's all right. It's all right. I'll take that. Now you see that women are looking on how to be feminine. And we can make an equal argument that guys go look to, other dating coaches and stuff on how to be masculine. But guys should do that because we're being tricked. We're being deluded. We're not too busy tricking motherfuckers that we forget what type of sex we are. Like niggas with they mind right. We definitely ain't tricking no nigga and sit up there. I'm too busy tricking you and shit. I forget what type of sex I am, and then the train done pulled off, and then I need help. You know what I'm saying? And you got kids and shit, and it's like, well, I've been too busy taking care of them. I don't even know how to fuck being a woman. Like, I gotta go get this bread. I need help. And you're 35, you got kids, you done fucked a whole bunch of niggas, a couple of bitches done came and ate your coochie. You here. It's way beyond, my microchimerism speech. I got broad inboxing me right now. But anyway, it's way beyond my microchimerism speaks. So you go look for, a body of wisdom and a body of knowledge, because you can't really talk to a nigga like me. Like, you can't really debate me on what the fuck I'm telling you right now. So you're like, okay, well, let me go to a broad. You know what I'm saying? Let me go get a broad that can, consult me. You go consulting. You go look for some game. That's what you're doing. You're going to go look for some game. And then I kind of ask y'all, what do you guys actually have out here? You really don't have no options. Unless you want to listen to me and learn how to digest the game that I'm giving y'all and just seep through it. You can do that. You know what I'm saying? I encourage you to do that. But if you want to go listen to these other hoes out here, all you're going to hear is get the bag and all this other stuff. It's the same rhetoric that a lot of female rappers are pushing, Use cognitive dissonance, Tell niggas they ain't shit, and then, you know what I'm saying, that you don't need a nigga for nothing, and then post a thirst trap. Then think that because what you're doing is you're not doing nothing special. What you're doing is you're utilizing your dating pool. Your dating pool is automatically gonna come. So when you say niggas ain't shit, they're not on your level, and you post a thirst trap, what you think you're doing is that the niggas that will inbox you because you just clearly stated and said on your post that niggas ain't shit, and if you ain't about nothing, don't inbox me, right? And you post a thirst trap with your little titties or some shit out, or your ass, or you post, something on your snap where you twerking and stuff like that. Niggas would have taken heed from, you think niggas would have taken heed from that first status and then not be in your inbox. What you think you're doing is you think you're combing through your dating pool. You think you're filtering through your dating pool, and the niggas that are worth a damn, them the ones that inbox you. Like, if you a nigga getting money, you better hit this inbox. Then every single nigga that you see that's somewhere close in your town with some little Hennessy bottle, they little tree, they little car and shit, and like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, we at the spot, yeah, we, you know what I'm saying, we draped out and shit, You know what I'm saying? Let me stop. Every nigga known the man is like, you know what I'm saying? Like now he in your inbox and shit. So that's you using hypergamy. That's you utilizing your hypergamy. That's you using your hypergamous nature because, sis, you're supposed to date up. You don't date down. Even you know that because there's a group of niggas that you like, man, I ain't gonna date that nigga. I wouldn't dare date that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Or that he not my type and all this other stuff. And if you have a type, and we know women have a type, you already familiar to the concept that you're not going to date down. You wouldn't go find another homeless nigga and go date him. Why would you want to go find a homeless nigga and go date him? Because you know what I'm saying? You would date him because I don't know what I was gonna say. Anyway, you wouldn't date that nigga because you feel he's beneath you. You see, women date niggas that they believe that are equal to them and up. Okay, so be a homeless nigga and he got a mouthpiece. He can say, okay, well listen, I can justify being equal to you. I'm just going through some shit right now. She'll date him. Do you think that's practicing hypergamy? See, men, we've built such a utopia for women that they can not practice hypergamy or hypergamy like shit. Hold on. Let me see if this works. Oh, that doesn't work. No, because I was looking at. Anyway. Yo, hit that Cash App. That's what y'all need to do. Let me put my shit back where it was. My bad, y'all. Anyway. Like, that's a form of her practicing hypergamy, man. My bad. I'm getting distracted and shit. Yo, hold on. I'm not even going to check the chat room because I know. Hold up. So anyway, you can get your the type of niggas that you have available to you, but are you actually dating up? And as men, we've built such a utopia for women that they can date niggas for any frivolous reason. And at the same time, like I told y'all, in the black community, it's the majority fitting to date the minority. So what happens is, women can choose to date a nigga because he had yellow shoes that night onto the club and she likes those shoes. That means she projected onto him that he has good taste, and for whatever reason she wants to give him the box. See what I'm saying? She can project onto him, yo, he got good taste. And the type of niggas that I like, they got good taste. That's why I fucked them. That's their reasoning. That's their logic. That's their shit. That's they shit. You understand what I'm saying? They can do stuff like that. They don't gotta choose you because you know how to kill a buffalo and she need to survive, so she, i.e., needs a nigga that knows how to kill a buffalo to survive. They don't think about no shit like that. If you know how to dress, you gonna get a bitch. I'm telling you. Go hit up Kevin Samuels. Go talk to somebody, bro. They'll tell you. They'll be the first one to be like, yeah, man, if you got a little dress game, you gonna get you some women. Because you're gonna get you some attention. And attention automatically is gonna equal women. It's a numbers game. Duh. And it's a numbers game that's being played with women. So what happens is when they try to practice, anyway, they try to practice their hypergamy. It doesn't work. They don't understand it. Somewhere between them looking good and the wall, because you can look good. Anybody can look good and get attention. But just because you look good. See, looking good and getting attention is bias. That's not something that's specifically only reserved for a woman. You understand what I'm saying? I could be a good looking ass nigga and I can get a whole bunch of attention because I'm good looking, not because of the game. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I understand that a lot of women that will come over here and get this game don't understand what the hell I'm talking about. what's gonna happen is they're gonna be like, okay, it's a good looking nigga, but damn, how he talking? Damn, he talking like this. I'll be the ugliest motherfucker you ever known. But if you don't get the game, I will never have a chance to be beautiful to you. Ain't that poetry? See, I'm just so good. Anyway, what I'm saying is, yeah, you see how I did that? Yeah. Anyway, what I'm saying is, y'all trying to practice hypergamy. You don't understand hypergamy. You was at a point in your life where you look good. Now looks is being taken out of your court. So what happens is now the rug is being pulled up from under you. And the rug being pulled up from under you is a wake-up call, because at the end of the day, yeah, you are a woman, but, you know, your looks was one of the reasons why you got by not really being a woman. That your looks was one of the reasons that was deluding you from what you were actually doing. You didn't give a fuck, and fuck didn't give a you. And that's why you look like the way you do. So, and it happens, man. It happens to a lot of people, bro. There's some cold bitches. There's some bitches I know that was cold. And to see them go down in the game. Nigga, to see them go down in the game, bruh. To see them go down in the game. And they're not even 35 yet. Some of these bitches, they go down in the game in their 20s. Some of these women, man, that the last thing they have to hold on to is just the fact that they are an actual woman, even if they don't act like one. Damn. Alright, that was my intro. Let's start today's show, man. Let's listen to Chloe. We're gonna listen to Chloe, okay? See what she's talking about. And I just had to lay the you know, the footwork of what we're gonna be talking about. So now these women, we can actually make the assessment over here at Player Talk Radio that women have fallen so far behind on their femininity that they don't know what it is. Now they are running with the narrative that hypergamy is game. I can't make this shit up, and I'm about to play you the proof right now, my nigga. They believe that hypergamy is game and not a natural birthright, when it's a natural birthright and it's not game. And within their femininity, they wouldn't be looking at this because it's not really a concept to be conceptualized as game. Simply being feminine will unlock the true you. You got some girls that at their best, they would be 9s, right? But only off the merit that they're feminine. You know what I'm saying? If they were feminine, it would be a 9. But if she's yelling and screaming and all this other shit, and it's like, you looking at the joint and it's like it's like she not gonna know she a fucking 7. She's not gonna know. So what I'm saying is that, you know, simply being you just could have been a woman. You don't have to look at it as, okay, you know, oh, well, now this is game. No, it's not game. This is actually now. Well, hold on now. And you see this a lot of times too. We're gonna talk about this also. They only really negotiate their femininity in certain situations. Like if she has to live with you, she'll be like, I can cook and I clean and all this other stuff and everything, right? And she will only negotiate like these certain little, she will only negotiate her femininity in these certain little instances. But she should be a woman the whole time. And this goes back to what I'm telling y'all, man. Women actually really hate being women. When you boil it down to the type of things that they're doing to themselves, they don't like being women at all. They dislike that they're women. They don't like being women. They try to. They get so much passes and shit. They try to. They try to preach to themselves that it's just so terrible in this patriarchy because we're in a patriarchy, and just be, you men haven't built a good world for us women to thrive in and all this other shit. They don't like being women, bro. And when you see a woman negotiating her femininity and her womanhood in some of these little situations that you may need her for, it's always vague. And women like to do this thing where they test dudes. And that's my thing. Y'all are looking for all of this game, but you test dudes. You have tests that you run that you're actually aware of, and ones that you would like to pretend like you're not aware of. He has to be dressed a certain way. You have the really the real bitch test is actually a woman's standards, because her standards isn't really the test. Like, women fuck all kinds of guys that is not on their list of standards. You know what I'm saying? And even if they do fuck guys that's on their list of standards, that doesn't stop them from not fucking a guy that's not on their list of standards. And being in charge of this vessel, she is aware of both of it. She's aware of the truth, and she's aware of the self-delusion. Just which one are you going to catch today? And then how much reality that she had, from her self-delusion that she can actually mark as truth. Because if she hasn't had absolute truth, she's not going to, respond to the truth correctly. You got some beautiful women. If I talk to them the same way I talk to y'all, they would agree. They'd be like, yeah, you know what? That's true. You know what I'm saying? But then you catch her 3 p.m. the next day, she not going to like that. You understand what I'm saying? Shit like that happens. Anyway, they negotiate their femininity to you in different little instances. So what happens is you naturally are going to ask them the question, okay, what do you bring to the table aside from sex? At some point, if you're smart, you will ask them, what do you bring to the table aside from sex? Okay? So you ask this woman, you're like, okay, I can get sex, I can get whatever I want. Now, I'm looking for love. I get to choose who's to be my wife, and honestly, in a relationship, I get to choose even if you're going to be my girlfriend. Even though there is certain situations where you could be in where a woman says, well, I'm going to make you my boyfriend, and then does some nice shit, and you're like, well, that bitch was right. She was acting right. Everything good. It's cool. It's a go. We in there. But it comes to a certain point where you ask, because they essentially ask you for your resources. You understand what I'm saying? So how dare you ask her for her resources? What does she bring to the table? Because these bitches bring a lot to the table. She's bringing something to the table. See, a woman doesn't know you're bringing something to the table aside from your looks and everything, aside from what you can tell her. Okay, well, I got a car. I came and picked you up. She's taking those mental notes down in her head when she meets you. Okay, he didn't call me an Uber. Okay, this nigga got a car. He must have money. See, she's on the mental end of something. She's curious about that. So if you pick the bitch up and then, y'all go to Benihana's or somewhere, or P.F. Chang's or somewhere, or Cheesecake Factory, or just a nice little restaurant and stuff, they think intuitively. They think instinctually, okay, well, this nigga picked me up. He didn't Uber me. It wasn't no janky shit. I didn't have to meet him here or there and stuff. Okay, And they ask you when they're doing their IOIs, which are their indicator of interest. So what do you do? What kind of car do you drive? Or not even what kind of car do you drive. I don't know why I keep harping on the car. But They ask you different things, which are IOIs. Where do you work? Shit like that. Or what do you do? And things like that. You know? So I told you guys, and other dating coaches have told you guys, as a male shit test, you ask a woman, okay, everything is nice, I like you and everything, but and I don't just straight up ask them. I say it in conversation. I get a better response. But some guys will ask women, okay, other than sex, what do you bring to the table? You understand what I'm saying? Or just, what do you bring to the table? And how I like to do it is, when she's telling me things and it's like, she's like, okay, so what type of girls do you like? I'll be like, I like a nice little, traditional, cool girl. Somebody that's not, that's open to a lot of different things and different conversations. She's not triggered all the time. And, you know what I'm saying? She's just cool as shit. Like, I don't want no person, taken from my life and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or I just say whatever, that comes to my mind. You know what I'm saying? I got responses that I can use, but if I'm flowing, you know what I'm saying, I'd rather flow. And when I talk about the type of girl that I like, you know what I'm saying, I'll sneak it in. I'll be like, man, I like girls that bring, more to the table than just sex, man. Don't nobody really want somebody to just be, sex is easy. Like, that ain't nothing to a nigga like me, you know what I'm saying? I need a girl that's about something. And in her mind, if she likes me, because if she likes what she hears, she's gonna automatically like me. She gonna pump herself up. That's like motivating her to be that type of woman. That's the same thing as if a woman is telling you what type of guys she's dated in the past, or you could make an assumption of what type of guys she's dated in the past. That's like her telling you what to be. Well, I don't want to be like that, so let me not respond like that guy. Well, I don't like assholes. Oh, okay. Well, let me be a nice guy. Let me be a yes man or some shit, instead of saying, man, bitch, shut up. We all like assholes. You like assholes. I don't like assholes. When did you find out he was an asshole? Oh, when we first started dating and everything. So you chose an asshole to be your boyfriend. Well, apparently you like assholes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas need to learn, man. And even if that conversation's not had, it could be. That's the game right there, man. That's the game. So, if a woman was actually these things, when you bring it up to them, they wouldn't be offended when asked about it. You know what I'm saying? Because a guy can simply ask, what type of things do you bring to the table? So if a woman, and that's a hard question. That's to today's standards, that is a nuclear question. If you really red pill and you just want to get straight to the point, you blast that on the bitch. So yeah, you cool and all. I like you, yo. You just my type of girl. So let me ask you a question, because I'm very interested in you, man. Like, what do you bring to the table aside from a nice body and some sex? And lick your dog, just or sometimes you know what I'm saying, like really see what she talking about. And you playing, like, no matter what she says, yes or no, you playing, but you'll get your answer. You can end the date quickly if you want, or you can do whatever you want. ABP, man, like my boy Rosebud be saying, man, ABP, you gotta always be playing. Always be playing, because you never know what somebody else is saying. Always be playing. You dig what I'm saying? Real talk. So when you ask a woman, what do you bring to the table aside from sex and stuff, you know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be offended. Now, what actually happens is you have to listen to her answers and her response to that question. Now you're about to get the jewels. See, I tell you guys that every woman that you approach, they tell you about themselves. Women, if you ask the right, correct questions and know how to evoke certain types of conversation out of them, as y'all know, I could talk my way out of a paper bag. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I got the gift of gab. I talk my way out of a paper bag. I'll sell water to a whale. You understand what I'm saying? I'll bring sand to the beach and get my shit off. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to understand. You got to understand the game. You got to understand what's being said to you. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth. You got to listen. Women teach you how to catch them. And all you need to know is how to get that information from them by knowing what questions to ask and knowing what to do with the information when said question is answered. Because you're not only answering that question for yourself, you're answering it for her. I can go on a date with a woman right now and tell you exactly how she is in life and what she's gonna be and how it's going down. If it's on to it's gone, then I got to know now. You understand what I'm saying? I can really, and just by playing games and gambits and stuff. One game I used to play with women, and I know I'm long-winded, but just get this game, dog. One game I used to play with women was the 5 questions bet. And this is back from the PUA days. I learned this being a pickup artist. It was the 5 questions bet. I used to go to the bar. I ain't got no money, but guess what? I'm still gonna get some drinks. I walk up to some women and stuff and be like, hey, my name is such and such. What's going on with you? Oh, nothing really, and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Compliment her on something. Yo, that's a nice dress. You know what I'm saying? I saw you wearing that shit yesterday, but I wanted to tell you that it's nice. And she, okay, and all that other stuff. And then you cut it short. You do a state break. Yeah, but anyway, my name is Chris, man. Don't worry about that. Anyway, look. What you got to drink? She was like, oh, well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes if you're sitting around her and you're at the bar, she will, you know, motion that, you know, to buy a drink. Because a lot of dudes buy drinks for some reason to pay for a conversation that they're about to have with whatever lady and stuff like that. And sometimes you can just jump into it yourself. You can be like, you know what? I was going to buy you a drink, but you know what? I think a beautiful girl like you because I like you a lot. And you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure you cool enough for me to buy you this drink. But look, before I get you this drink, we got to play a little game. She going to be like, oh my God, what game? If she likes you and shit. She's like, oh my God, what game? And then you tell the bitch, you're going to be like, look, we're going to play. And this is you get an 80% win ratio out of this. All right. I'm giving y'all some real game. You tell her, we're going to play the 5 questions bet. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. All you gotta do is get each and every single one of these questions wrong. And she gonna be like, wrong? You be like, yeah. All you gotta do is get each and every question wrong. So if I ask you where we at, let's say we in Raleigh, North Carolina, or you know what I'm saying, if we're in Raleigh or whatever, and I'm like, okay, so what state are we? I'm gonna give you a test question, okay? So look, what state are we in? And she's going to say, oh, we're in California. And be like, okay, so you got the first one. So what you want to do is you want to sell the game to her. So you're going to be like, man, look, I'm going to ask you 5 questions. All you got to do is get each and every single one of them wrong. All right? This is an easy game. Look, if you can't beat, and this plays to her ego. Listen to what I'm telling you. You tell the girl, man, if you can't beat this game, man, I don't even know what's wrong with you. This is such an easy game. Like, that's the type of shit you gotta be on. You gotta sell the game to her, right? So say, all right, I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. All you gotta do is get each and every single one of them wrong. That's the bitch. Okay, look, I'm gonna give you a test question. So if I ask you where we at right now, we in Raleigh right now. So she's like, California. Be like, oh, okay. All right. So look, you good. So all you gotta do is get them wrong, right? So you'll be like, okay, question number 1. What state are we in right now? Keep in mind, y'all in North Carolina. She gonna say California. And I'm like, okay, all right, you got that. And then listen to what happens in between the answers. Sometimes they giggle and stuff like that because it's a bit of deception to answer something, to play a game, to answer something wrong, right? Then, this is psychology right here, 101. Then you're like, okay, question number 2, what's your name? And then, you know, you probably should have known her name by then. She says a different name. And be like, oh, okay, all right, let's see. And you take your time too, right? Say, you know what? Question number 3. Where we at right now? And she'll be like, we're in a grocery store instead of a bar, right? And then you'll be like, okay, shit. All right. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? Because she's more focused on the question. So you sell it to her. You got to be saying, right? Then you say, hold on. Wait, what number question were we on? Okay. So this is the part of the game where it's the setup. Okay. because question number 4 sets up question number 5. So you're like, that's why I said you got to sell the ums. Like, okay. Wait, what question, what number question were we on? And this is question number 4, right? So if she's smart, she'll be like, oh, this is a part of the game. We're on question number 17, right? She could say that. And she got the question wrong, but she got it right. And then what happens is, you know what I'm saying? If she says, oh, we're on the 4th question, right? If she says, oh, we're on the 4th question, she answered the 4th question. She got it wrong on the 4th question. She answered the question right. You were actually on the 4th question. So when she answers number 4, and she says that we're on the 4th question, what happens is now she been truthful. She wanted to help you. She genuinely wanted to help you. She wanted you to remember the game and what number question that we're on. And she wanted to help you. She said, oh, we're on question number 4. I'm keeping up. I understand what's going on with the game. We're on number 4. She has a natural helpful nature. But the girl that has the ego, and you can fall in love with both bitches, it don't matter, but it's just something to know. The girl that has the ego, she'll be like, okay, we're on question number 17. She gets the game. Because sometimes you look at her and be like, what number question were we on? And she'll be like, oh, he's playing the game. Okay, we're on question number 17. And then be like, got you on the 5th one. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is, well, you're going to get to that. Never mind. I jumped the gun. So what happens is, when she said we're on question number 17, she answered question number 4 wrong. So when she answers question number 4 wrong, you go to the 5th question. So, you ask all the questions, and then you're like, okay, what number question were we on? She's like, question 17. And then be like she won. You understand what I'm saying? Like she won. So when you're like, wait, what number question were we on? And she got it right. And it's a big moment when she's being asked a question like that. And you're like, okay. She's like 17, like, you played this game before. Like she won. You throw up the game. Okay. You played this game before. No, I didn't. Got you on the 5th one. You get her on the 5th question. So her emotions go from like, I just won and all this other stuff. If you do it right, her emotions go from I just won to got you on the 5th one to. And not too many guys come up to women and do shit like that. You'd be surprised. Or know how to set up a situation like that. I do speed seduction. And I love that game. That game is one of my favorite games. And I get a joy out of playing that game just as much as she does. And I get to understand a little bit more about her than vice versa. And I got a whole bunch of different types of gambits and games that we can play. But you play the 5 questions bet. And what you do is you make a bet. You'll be like, okay, well, if I lose the bet, you get me a drink. If you lose the bet, I'll get you a drink. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I'm doing these hypergamy shows is I want to show y'all ladies that like there's niggas out here that'll cut through that shit like a hot knife through butter. There's bitches out here. I'm pretty sure there's bitches out here that'll cut through me like a hot knife through fire. I know the game. Come on, man. You don't get this old being no fool now. Anyway, you can't go looking for the game. Anyway, let's listen to. I keep saying I'm gonna do this, and I have not been yet to do this because I've been just having so much fun chopping up the game with y'all. So when you ask a woman, what does she bring to the table? She shouldn't be offended by it. She should be just as excited as you are to tell you and display what she brings to the table. Now, this question is so pinpoint, and this question is so real that women don't have no response other than, well, I bring, and they don't say no concrete hard shit. And they get a pass for it. I don't understand. They'll be like, well, I bring elegance to the table. Okay. We'll get the first one. Okay, elegance. There's more to come, right? You're bringing stuff to the table, okay? All right, elegance, cool. I bring femininity to the table. Oh, okay, all right. You bring femininity to the table. Okay, all right. What else? Like, what are some tangibles? Like, what are some aside from sex? Like, what is some good shit that you bring to the table? Well, you know they don't ever say, well, I'm cooperative. You know, I know how to listen to you. Cause I'm cooperative and I know how to listen to you go hand in hand with I'm smart enough to choose a nigga to be cooperative to and to listen to. You know, that's hypergamy. Knowing that's hypergamy. See, the game is where you have to just swindle niggas. Real ass bitch, give a fuck by the nigga. That's why you like scamming ass niggas. Because you have to swindle niggas. Shit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App. Alright? You gotta swindle niggas. You can't be a woman and just go get you a nigga. You gotta play the game fucked up. Which is fucked up. And it's fuck you up. So we listen to, we listen to an older woman tell us, okay, look, this is how you get the bag, this is how you secure the bags. Now we know that women don't know what it is to be like women anymore, and they're losing their edge. And I told you guys that this was gonna happen. This was gonna come. And I'm glad I didn't do the LGBT show before I did this information, because now I can include this information on an LGBT show. If women are talking about hypergamy, what's actually being snatched from them? And I wonder if hypergamy is an option that's actually being snatched from them because they don't know about it. They don't learn about it until beauty's taken out of their court. And then at the same time, nigga, you got trannies and shit out here that's like practicing hypergamy. I mean, just a nigga basically saying, yo, I want to date up. And that's a form of hypergamy, but I mean, that's not always in a nigga's nature. A nigga don't necessarily have to date up. You know what I'm saying? If you could find a little ghetto broad that will be nice and lucky to have you, you know what I'm saying, and she's obedient and she listens, you can still build your castle. Broads got a date for hypergamy. They got a date for security, bitch. I am the security. I provide security. If a bitch practicing hypergamy feels that she want to date me, I have to worry about securing the bitch. I gotta make sure she's okay. And if she's a bad joint, I definitely can't send this motherfucker to the 7-Eleven at 2-3 a.m. in the morning in her sweats to go get me something, because I know niggas is out 2-3 a.m. in the morning at the 7-Eleven and she could be in trouble. That's my duty to protect her. Does that stop me from sending her to the store? No. If she want to do some stupid shit, go ahead. Anyway, let me stop. Let's listen to the younger girls believing that hypergamy is game. And if y'all bitches bought this information from the older bitches, that just gives credence back to what damn near every content creator is saying. It's the old bitches that fucked a lot of shit up. It's the old bitches, man. Let's go.
Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to talk
Let's
about
get
a
into it.
redundant question that a lot of men and upset men who somehow find their way to this channel like to ask in the comment section. And that question is, what do women bring to the table? Or the nastier version, which is, what do women bring to the table besides their you know what? Now, ever since I've started this channel, I've noticed that there are a lot of upset men and women on YouTube, the keyboard gangsters who like to steer conversations on hypergamy their way through negativity, manipulation, and pretzel logic. And they lurk and they stalk and they have tantrums. And these feminine men in particular
Okay,
harass women about their thoughts.
So clearly she knows what hypergamy is. She's giving you a disclaimer on what hypergamy is. So let's see what hypergamy is. Let's see women talk about their own femininity. Let's find out what hypergamy is, y'all. Let's get it.
And opinions on hypergamy because they're frustrated and broke. And quite frankly, a lot of them will like to believe that they're smarter than women. But how smart can you be if you're picking fights with women on YouTube as a form of entertainment? But to be fair, some men have been very respectful.
Oh, she
and
talk
quite
about when
supportive
men
of
hit
this
the
channel.
wall.
But most of the men who find their way to this channel are disrespectful and most are triggered. So when I hear a man say, what do women bring to the table? I automatically see the manipulation and the meaning behind the question for what it is, which is a very passive aggressive, backhanded insult to destroy the idea that women have worth. And the energy and intention behind the question is to
Because women was never
get
talking
at a
about
woman's
hypergamy
confidence with
before.
the
You never
intention
heard that
to
term
devalue,
in their lexicon
disrespect,
before till
and
now.
dismiss. And
So
for
I'm gonna keep this
toxic
picture of
men, it's a
microchimerism up. So
misogynistic
let's talk
mindset
about it.
that speaks to the idea that
I want
women
y'all to
are
I want y'all to
disposable, that
digest
women
this.
are throwaway, that women are a dime a dozen, that women are interchangeable, replaceable,
Mm.
like trash to be used and discarded. And I get it. These are the internet streets, and YouTube is the wild, wild west, especially when it comes to the war of the sexes. But I will say
Okay.
that when a man child asks you the question of what do you bring to the table,
Mm-hmm.
ladies, recognize game because men tell on themselves all the time by their actions and by the way they speak. A
Okay.
lot of men are bitter,
Mm-hmm.
some are mentally ill. A
Mm.
lot of men see themselves as victims. A lot of men are
Really?
damaged. A lot of men are resentful of women and they're
Okay.
insecure. Many men have height issues.
Oh
And a
wow.
lot of them believe that being an a hole will make them look taller. A lot of them
Okay, so she took a lot of personal attacks right there. Just keep that in mind, ladies. She took a bunch of personal attacks. They're a-holes. You know, they have height issues. Like, you know, she's being real petty. And that's another thing, another game women like to play. They like to play the petty wop. You know what I'm saying? There was really no legible, you know, real background to what she's talking about. A lot of them, she just used a lot of words that stir up different types of emotions. But that's not going to stop a lot of women from agreeing with what she says as to believing that's true. So let's not worry about that, fellas. Let's move on and let's see what else she has to say. So now you know what she's talking about isn't rooted into any type of truth. Now you will see that is rooted into blatant just name calling, you know? So let's get to it. Let's go.
are pretend beta males and alpha males, right? And a lot of men
They're pretend beta males and alpha males. Can you pretend to be a beta male? And can you pretend to be an alpha male?
are frustrated and powerless because they aren't successful. That is the key,
Are you frustrated and powerless because you're not successful? Is that the key?
ladies. And because of that, they feel like weak men. And because they don't have
Hmm.
the power that they want, they can be verbally brutal, verbally vicious, and very mean spirited. And like I mentioned in my other video, a lot of men have mommy issues and they don't like their mothers. So,
Wow.
what a lot of men end up doing for a sense of relief and release is to bash women to distract themselves from their own powerlessness and misery,
Wow.
especially on social media,
That's
where
what
it's
it is,
so
huh?
easy to project your issues and feelings of ugliness and insecurity onto others. And in all fairness, unhappy women behave in similar ways as well. Women
Okay.
are
Glad
very
you
capable
know
of
that.
projecting the worst of themselves onto others as well.
Okay.
But to answer the question of what do women bring to the table, and this, of course, is based on the hypergamous assumption
All right, fellas. Now we're gonna get to the juice. Okay. What do women actually bring to the table? Let's see if it's something that you can pay your bills with. Let's see if it's something that you can actually use. Let's see. And this is a woman that knows what she's talking about. She knows the terminology. She knows the pop lingo. So if anything, she should know exactly what a man would like and want to bring would want brought to his table because she knows men and she knows what men like and she knows what a man would like to hear when they talk about what they can actually bring to the table because what they actually say should be something that's worth mentioning, okay? And it should be something that is actually useful, not nothing that's vague or you all right, you're gonna have to explain what that is or okay, what do you mean by that? It should be some real shit that you can actually use. If you have to take a shit and then somebody say, okay, well, I bring toilet paper to the party. You understand what I'm saying? That's useful. Cause what if you ain't got no toilet paper? You know what I'm saying? You could be in the market for some toilet paper. And you like, yo, all right, what do you bring to the table? I bring some toilet paper. Shit. Literally. I need that. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need, right? Nigga, if you have a party and somebody's like, well, I bring femininity. And granted, like if you have a party, you know what? Femininity is something that you need in your party. You don't want a whole sausage fest, but femininity don't always, one of the bitches that be showing up to some of these parties be looking busted and okay, oh she easy, oh she'll go, oh wow, look at this, you know what I'm saying? So in a relationship, you gotta bring something, and what you're saying just has to be on point. It has to be well thought. I bring femininity to a relationship is not. What nigga just says, hey, you know what, man? What do you really want in your relationship, man? I can go for an ounce of femininity right now. We want to be around femininity. Okay, I'll put you around femininity. Okay, but what? Okay, nigga, the whole point of me getting in a relationship is to be around femininity. What does this femininity comes with? That's the whole point of me asking you the question, what do you bring to the table? But some of them are smart enough to know that you just getting that question off, even if she was to say something as bashful and stupid as femininity, that you're not going to backtrack and say, well, I know that. You could be an asshole and backtrack and tell the girl, well, I know that. What I'm talking about is something tangible, like something real. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you look at her first two answers, they're going to usually be bullshit, because the thing is that, and the third answer is just going to be hilarious. But the thing is that, you know what I'm saying? And she going to answer this. So we're going to see what she says. But the thing is that they know that that's another test that they do to see if you're going to backtrack and do that. Of course, if you're going to get in a relationship, you're obviously going to get in a relationship with another woman. And what is that woman going to be bringing to the party, to the cookout? Is she gonna look out for the cookout, or is she gonna bring the same shit? And you can get with another woman. So what is the other woman bringing? Femininity. Don't these vague ass answers and shit. Can femininity pay your bills? Can femininity help you out? Does femininity be feminine when you get home? Femininity, does femininity know how to cook? What can femininity cook? Is femininity is she an asset to you or a liability? Type of answer. Anyway, this is supposed to be the woman that's educated and that knows what men want. So let's see what she believes that men want when she's asked, what can you bring to the table?
That a man can even provide a table, because if we're really going to be honest here.
So now she comes into the conversation insulting you. And you got to take this into account. You better be keeping score, my nigga. She's insulting you even if you can even buy a table to bring something to. That's how they flip it. What do you bring to the table? Can you even buy a table to bring something to? And if you don't know how to answer that question, because some of them will flip it. That's a defense mechanism. That shows you already she's disrespectful coming to the table, because she doesn't have an answer to it. And at best, even if she's not disrespectful, well, she is disrespectful, but even if she does have an answer to it, what she's doing, she's buying herself time. She hasn't been asked that question like that, so she doesn't know where to pull the answer from. She has to lie, make it up on the spot. That's what these direct questions do. It's a question of character. She has to. She never been asked that question. She got to think. It's too direct. So now she's coming in insulting you, which is a tactic called flip. Okay? It's a tactic called flip, and this could buy her time or shift the conversation. So she's insulting you coming into the conversation already because she's pissed off that she's been asked about it and she doesn't have a real answer. That's usually why they're pissed off. But let's see what her answer is, what she brings to the table after being insulted.
Dusty men that tend to ask these questions usually don't own a table or a window or a pot to throw it out of, right?
Okay.
Or a pot to throw
But you're
out
dating
of a window.
them.
But Dusties and rejects will gladly do whatever
Dusties.
it takes to get attention, even if it's negative attention, right? And men who ask this question more than likely have never had a relationship where they were valued or respected for being providers. But for my
That's not true. Guys that actually have been that, if they find themselves single again, they will have standards because that's what they view that's in a relationship. And they would like a woman to perform up to that standard. So a guy will ask you that. That's like a guy that's dated a Kardashian or some type of beautiful broad, like a Michael B. Jordan. Why do you think women have to know just to be around this nigga? They have to actually look good, have to actually be beautiful, and have to actually be a little bit receptive to what he says, because they know that's what he hangs around. And this is who you're getting to tell you about hypergamy? Oh, bless your soul. They know that's what he hangs around. So upon appearance, you're bringing something to the table already, so to speak. You don't think he gonna ask you, well, what do you bring to the table other than your looks? That just gets you the conversation with him. Same thing as the game I just told y'all. The 5 questions bet. You come into the situation flipping. Those concepts is the same concepts of what's going on right now. So she's going to tell us about hypergamy when... Oh boy, leave me alone, man.
Listeners, here's what women bring to the table, and I want you to always remember this. Women bring,
we're going to remember it.
We bring femininity.
Oh my God.
We bring the feminine to a man.
Oh, I want you to remember this. Number 1, we bring femininity. Okay. Look how vague that is. Look how vague that is. You gonna tell me you're not being gaslighted or bullshitted, fellas? You know how vague that is with femininity? Femininity doing what? Toxic femininity? Okay. She brings femininity to the table. You know what? Look. We're fair. We're going to give her that. What else?
Masculine, which is very balancing and very inspiring.
Okay.
To a masculine.
So the femininity balances out the masculine and is very inspiring. Okay, I'm with you.
Man who wants to provide and protect. We balance out testosterone with estrogen, okay? We balance out the yin and the yang, right? Women bring beauty. Men are visual, ladies.
Okay, so she brings femininity to the table and she brings beauty to the table. Okay.
We bring what men like to look at. Men appreciate beauty. We bring sensual energy.
For how long? You know, when a bill is due, what do you think I could tell them? Hey, you need to pay your phone bill. Okay, yeah. I have a girl here. Okay, well, what does she bring to the table? You want to put her on your copay? Can she pay it for you? And she, you know what I'm saying? Can she sign for it for you? Or would it, you want to pull it out of her account or something? Nah, not that. I'm just saying, like, I have a lady. Okay, is she gonna pay the bill for it? No. I'm just going like she brings femininity to my table, yo. Like, she brings the balance. Like, she brings the masculine, so I can be masculine. You know what I'm saying? She got the estrogen and shit, and like she just, you know what I'm saying? She my lady. Okay, well, that's nice. Does she have an account that we can pull this money? Nah. She just, you know what I'm saying? She bring the balance and the sensual energy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what she brings. Like, just the balance, yo. Like, I need that balance. Okay, yeah. So she motivating you to get up and go to work so you can send us this money that you owe us. Nah, man. She, you know You know what I'm saying? You know, it's weird that you asked me that question. That's a good question, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like she ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? She, you know, she bring the sensual. That's the sensual right there, you know. She just yeah, she bring me the yin and yang. Okay, that's nice. Well, we're gonna cut your phone off. So when you get that balance, you know, just go to work and get the money and then give it to us. All right. So we'll talk to you later and good luck with your lady. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, man. I'll talk to y'all niggas later, man. I'm about.
You know, women bring more than sex. We bring sex appeal, we bring seduction, we bring
All right, outside of your pussy, my girl, we bring sex appeal, we bring seduction. You bring sex appeal to the relationship? You bring seduction to the relationship? Hell, I can bring that shit to the relationship. I bring that to you. You don't feel sexy unless I'm doing something. Damn near. Seduction? What are you talking about?
or we bring mystery, temptation, and
You
desire
bring
to the table.
every girl brings mystery and temptation and desire to the relationships that she's in. That's not all. What happened to that? That's a broad stroke, my girl.
Importantly, femininity. Okay, femininity, ladies,
You said
inspires
that
a
already.
man's libido, and it always will. Women bring nurturing. When a woman is feminine, women bring soft.
Women bring nurturing. What? Is this your queen? Do they bring this to the relationship, fellas? And can this pay your bills? Or is this another bill?
Kindness, grace. We bring caring and understanding. Women bring emotional support. We
Oh,
are
they don't argue. They don't talk about arguments and all kinds of stuff. They bring emotional support.
cheerleaders. We bring encouragement.
Cheerleaders.
Women bring inspiration. Feminine women inspire men
Inspiration.
to earn, to build, to create, to expand, to lead. Feminine women
A
inspire
feminine woman.
masculine men to greatness. Women bring company. You know, life can get isolating and pretty lonely. So,
Company.
as women, we keep men company. We listen to their dumb jokes. We listen to them
What?
talk about their dreams while we're laid up in the bed with them. We
Oh
nurture a
my
man's
God.
ego when we keep him company. We stimulate a man's masculine instincts, ladies. We inspire men to conquer in the game of love and war. And that is not to say that all women have these feminine or nurturing qualities. But when a woman does, she's one of the most powerful forces in the world, which is why you need to subscribe to this channel. But I
You
also
overselling it.
want to again highlight a strong disconnect that many men have with age. Because one thing that I have noticed with men
Mm-hmm.
who fight against their wiring to provide and protect is that those men they don't realize that one day they too will be old. And toxic men, especially, love
Okay.
talking about women hitting the wall and women aging and
Okay.
women losing their
I
looks.
give you that.
But men get old as well.
Okay.
But most men, and I need my viewers to understand this and to hear this, especially those angry and resentful ones,
Mm-hmm.
think they're invincible. And it's a
Mm.
very common male delusion that all men age like fine wine and that they all have access to young, beautiful women, while us women age like California raisins. When the truth is, father time comes for all. And
Yes.
many men don't age well. You know, their bodies get old, they get sloppy and droopy, they have health problems and lifestyle ailments like diabetes, strokes,
Mm-hmm.
heart attacks, their eggplants stop working. But there's this common
It was about the
there's
dick
also this
the whole
common
time, but go
delusion
ahead.
with men that they're all going to age backwards. But if they don't have their finances in order
Mm-hmm.
to provide for a woman, to provide for a family,
What
they
about
usually end up
themselves?
being that old, bitter, lonely man sitting in a basement somewhere eating a bologna sandwich or on a park bench howling at the wind because a lot of the complaining dusties that come to my channel have no plans, no goals, no agenda for themselves, and no vision for themselves.
Oh
So a lot
wow.
of them waste time and energy barking at women about getting a job, and in the end, they all have the same sad demise and the same sad story because their low opinion of women, their bad attitudes towards women bring them so much bad luck. And in the end, a lot of these broken men end up losing their minds and their mental health suffers because being broke and lonely and not having a family of your own and not having someone to care for you will do that to you.
Oh
These
wow.
men often end up homeless. They're the ones who end up begging for change at gas stations. These are the men who who are overpopulating homeless shelters. And I've said this many times on my channel. These are the men that end up dying in the hospital alone. These are the men who die in basements only to be found a week later. So, as a
Ah,
word of advice, dusty men who are lurking and listening, get on your purpose. And instead of going back and forth with women on why feminism killed hypergamy, shift your focus to your best bet, which is
whoa, did
to
you just hear that? How feminism killed hypergamy. Oh, these gynocentric hoes are hilarious. How feminism killed hypergamy. So now what you're doing is you're using pseudo feminist logic and bouncing back and forth between this fake conscious logic. Like, because if she would be bold enough to say feminism killed hypergamy, now what she's saying is that feminism is doing damage, yet she's still spewing feminist rhetoric. Like, that makes no sense at all. You're spreading feminist rhetoric, but then say feminism killed hypergamy. Okay. These are who y'all listen to. Okay.
which is to chase a bag and chase a check. So that's all I have to say on this for now.
Say that again.
Lurking and listening. Get on your purpose. And instead of going back and forth with women on why feminism killed hypergamy, shift your focus to your best bet, which is to chase a bag and chase a check.
Okay.
So that's all I have to say on this for now. A lot of these dusty, butthurt men don't even brush their teeth before they post. So I will never take them seriously because a lot of dusties just want to swindle women out of their prime. And because they want access to women
Swindle
without having to be
women out of
providers,
their
the
prime.
goal of a dusty is to get women to fully embrace and accept the idea of 50-50
She's talking like she told us some tangible reasons why we should have women. She's talking like she told us some tangible bill paying shit that we have, that women can bring to the table. Like she actually stated something. You hear this?
universal as a standard, which will never wholesale happen because women aren't wired that way. Even Hotep women,
Oh.
pick me women, Belinda the Builder, and Dust Bunnies are starting to wake up. So, the dusty men that ask,
Belinda the
what
Builder.
do women bring to the table? Only ask that question, ladies, because they depend so much on women to not know their worth and they want to guilt women out of having standards so that it can benefit them. But
Oh.
always remember, ladies, you don't have to resign yourself to a life of poverty. Now, not all of us can marry millionaires, but you can have a better life because what a woman brings to the table is priceless. So stay tuned for more videos to come, and I will catch up with you in the next one.
Y'all didn't state what you brought to the table. All right, let's listen to her version of hypergamy. Why most marriages fail. Let's see what she's talking about. Let's see what this is. Hold on, y'all. Let's see what she's talking about.
Sake on my channel, right? I encourage. Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to make a video to talk about marriage because I get a lot of questions and emails from women about marriage and questions from women who are in committed relationships and committed situationships. And I wanted to get into and address the number one reason why most marriages and relationships to a certain degree tend to fail. And this isn't the most comfortable conversation to have.
Talk about it.
Most women dream of one day being married, but what's often missing from the conversation on marriage is an upfront discussion about that dirty word called money. Finances, ladies, paper, coins, bands, bread, dough, bank accounts, credit cards, credit, and even debt is a huge reason why romantic relationships can go bust, can go sour. Now, I wanted to talk about marriage because a lot of women, for the most part, still believe that marriage is a fairy tale where you skip off into the sunset on a white horse with the love of your life and you live happily ever after. And because many women have that fairy tale mindset, they tend to leave a lot of things out of consideration, namely money. A lot of women get married for the sake of just being able to say, I have a husband. And because of this, a lot of women aren't doing their due diligence when it comes to figuring out the kind of man that they are marrying. So a lot of women end up trapping themselves and getting caught up in a dead end. And they think about hypergamy and femininity only as an afterthought. But I will never encourage marriage for marriage's sake on my channel, right? I encourage hypergamy, femininity for women and femininity
That
for
is so
women to
vague.
have success in their relationships because marriage for marriage's sake can be a life
Bitch, what did you, what
altering
is, what?
dead end for women. Now, money is funny with people. People are super sensitive when it comes to talking about money, when it comes to money, because people are frightened to talk about money. People are very afraid to even address it. You know, money is often the elephant in the room. Money is very emotional for people. Money and debt is the number one reason why most people feel insecure in their lives,
Okay.
especially men, because they are expected to have it. Men who are poor, who are downtrodden, will always be triggered when they listen to my videos because they lack money. Now, men have leeway with a lot of things, right? Men are allowed to be unattractive. Men are allowed to be overweight. Men are allowed to be bad built. Men are allowed to be butt ugly. Men are allowed to age. But the one thing that they are expected to
She said we're allowed. She said like we're allowed. Like there's somebody that's like you're. You know what? You know you can't be ugly. Like it's not. You see how they take reality in life and they put it in a privileged position instead of he's just subjected to that. They're acting like he's allowed, like he could just change that overnight. They're allowed to. She's not gonna say they're allowed to be 5'4". She don't say nothing like that. They're allowed to be 2'9". That's not a privilege. Being ugly. Who wants to be ugly? Is that a privilege? So now you're already thinking. Y'all don't catch that. Now you're already off the deep end thinking of some stupid shit. That's not true. But all right, go ahead. We're just not gonna let her
is
speed
a
past.
wallet, and a lot of men come up short. So a lot of men work overtime to con women into this notion that money should not matter. A lot of men like to shame women by calling them leeches and gold diggers and shallow and superficial.
that's what
And
you
poor
are,
men
though?
will usually use all kinds of shaming and debasing and devaluing tactics so that they can have a chance at getting access to what they value most, and that is sex. And a lot of broke men have turn this con into a sport, right? Particularly with black women. And a lot of
Oh.
unsuspecting women get caught up in the nice girl act, right? The people pleaser acting.
Oh.
They give their best years to a Dusty and then they get played, right?
Oh.
So people, for the most part, like to pretend that money doesn't matter or that money shouldn't matter in love and that money is the root of all evil. But the reality is that life costs money. You know, not having money is evil because from the cradle to the grave, life costs money. This is capitalism 101. It costs money to live and to thrive. It costs money to look good. It costs money to travel and create beautiful memories and to have the finer things in life, which is something for the most part that women want to have. You know, women love to shop, women like to look beautiful, women love shoes, hair, makeup. You know, women love to have time to themselves. Women need to rest and recharge their batteries. Women want their children
Under
to have
dildos.
this. Women want security for their children. Most women, as quiet as kept, over 35 hate working. Women love stability and security and protection, and you need money to sustain those things. Femininity flourishes, ladies, when a woman feels safe and secure and financially protected and provided for. Falling in love is cute and fun, and it's cute to marry
Sounds
your
like a
best
child to
friend,
me.
but best friends turn into enemies really quick, especially when respect and admiration is out of the door. Now, I have a lot of women who have written me about being booed up with their Dusty or being married to their Dusty and rescuing their Dusty and trying to switch it up on their Dusty and trying to make their Dusty a better version of himself. A lot of women are currently with men who lack ambition, drive, and direction, and they are with men who are comfortable and settled, and men who really don't aspire to much. And this is when most women realize that their man is really not going to turn the corner on leveling up, right? Or getting better, right? A lot of men see women as a security blanket, not as a person who should be provided and protected for. A lot of men do not understand the mechanics of respect and how valuable it is to the success of a relationship and to
I
the
just
success
hear
of
take. Not once have she's mentioned what she gives or how she's gonna give something. Not once. The succubus.
marriage. Women tend to take this. I can rescue my dusty mindset. I can build with my dusty mindset into marriage. Women marry these ambitionless men. They have kids with them. They start families with these men, and then boom, it's World War Six.
Okay,
Because
so
that
it's their
man
fault,
ain't
right?
changing. He ain't budging. He
Right.
ain't moving.
It's their
right?
fault,
He's
right?
not growing.
Right.
He's not evolving.
But it's their
He's
fault.
not becoming the masculine man that you need him to be.
Okay.
This is what happens to ladies when they take their social cues from Disney movies and romantic comedies, thinking that love is all you need to save the day.
Right.
A lot of women think that they can handle a 50-50 lifestyle. A lot of women think that they can marry a man who has a regular, degular, schmegular job. As my mother would say,
What's
a
wrong with
job
that?
stands for just over broke. A lot of women think
Mm-hmm.
and believe and have been groomed to accept that it is their duty to split things down
Oh,
the
so-
middle.
so-
But then
so
that
you're worth a
funny
rich man.
thing with wiring happens. A woman's biological wiring and her hypergamous nature always kicks in, guaranteed.
Okay, so we can admit that you have a hypergamous nature. So why are y'all referring to it as game? Okay, anyway, continue.
Especially if she becomes a mother. Being married to a man who wants it both ways, right? Who's broke or lazy or cheap or all of the above or stingy or unmotivated, who expects you to carry 50% or more of the finances and expects you to cook, to clean, to cater to his needs.
Which y'all don't
man
do.
stroke his male ego.
Which y'all don't
because
do.
men expect that from their wives.
Which y'all don't do.
Eventually,
That's a myth.
that wife will become full of torment and hateful resentment because she is literally burning the candle at both ends of the stick. And rage does not fare well on a
Ladies, if your man go broke or something happens, what's wrong with you stepping in to help? And you know you can step in to help. That sounds like you lazy to me. This nigga been footing the bill the whole time and it don't even click in your mind to be like, okay, you know what? I'm here protecting what we have also. Let me play the back real quick, and if he falls, I'm gonna be here to help get him back up on his feet. I don't even care if I gotta work for 5 years. He showed me things about myself. He's leading me, he's guiding me, and I believe in him because I know how to choose correctly. You help that man out. That's something that's your opportunity to prove yourself to that man. Don't kick him and leave him when he's down, and then when he's up and rich, now all of a sudden, oh, damn, I just realized how much I love you. Get the fuck out of here, man. Bad enough you already leeching off of him. He got to worry about you like you're a child. You're the closest thing to a child to him. Fuck out of here, man. And y'all
When a
don't be
woman
doing
is
all that
bitter
shit
and
y'all
angry
claim
and
y'all do.
she's unhappy and it doesn't look good.
Cooking
And
and
this is
cleaning and
where
shit. Like every woman is
arguments
well versed
turn
in that.
into screaming matches and things are thrown, and this is when you are ready to move back in with your mother, right? Marriages tend to implode because of a lack of money. If a woman cannot trust her man's leadership or respect or her man's or respect her man's ability to handle business. And if a woman doesn't have the time or energy to cater to her own feminine needs because she's drained, because she's tired, because she's depressed and frustrated from being a workhorse and a mule, eventually the dam is going to burst. And that marriage is going to turn into an absolute nightmare, right? 50-50, ladies, is not sustainable because it works against compatibility and it destroys attraction. It kills attraction, right? A lot of people believe that the goal in being in a relationship is ultimately marriage. And some of you will be triggered by hearing this, but marriage to a broke person is like being on a treadmill with no power. And this
Really?
is why
How do you
I
know that?
started
Have
my
you married a
channel and
broke person?
why you should subscribe to my channel and read my website.
How you know that?
Not to bash Dusties and broke men. That's
But you
not what
just
my
did.
channel is about, although it is fun. I'm not using hypergamy and femininity to beat up on men. My channel is about
What?
encouraging women to be smarter about the impactful decisions that we all have to make. We all have to make these choices, ladies. We all want to fall in love. We all want to have a better life. We all want a shot at a great life. We all want someone to care. We all want
Her
someone
nose is stuffed up.
bury our parents with. So many women need to be able to have this information and the information that they need as women to make better decisions. Dating and marriage and babies and hypergamy and femininity and having success in all of those areas is about learning how to make decisions that will work in your favor. And I am personally tired of seeing Black women ending up in lose-lose situations. So many women work against themselves by wasting their time, wasting their youth with men who sabotage their potential. They get with
And
these
it's their fault.
incompetent
It's the
men
woman's fault.
who have no money,
Okay.
no vision, no ambition, no drive, no protector mindset. Women get with these house cats, right? And then try to turn these men into lions. And it always backfires because with these
House
men,
cats.
what you see is pretty much what you get. A lot of women delude themselves into believing that they have
So they
this
delude themselves
transformative
now.
power, this magical power, right, to turn a Dusty into a king. A lot of women try to back lead, right? Lead from behind or treat their man like a puppet on a string to get some leadership out of him. And it ends up being
How much kings have you
a
created,
pretty,
Chloe?
desperate move on a woman's part, right? Now, I don't care how much you throw it on him, ladies. It will not change his character or increase his drive. So stop writing his resume and stop sending him links to job applications and stop allowing him to take money out of your purse. So that's all I have to say on this for now. Marriage can be a beautiful shared experience when done right? Love is a beautiful thing, but respect is more important than love. So the best thing that you can do for a Dusty is walk away, not marry him, because when you marry an unmotivated man who doesn't have a protector and provider mindset, it is a recipe for disaster. And for those of you who are in a nasty situation with a Dusty, you're married to a Dusty is your boyfriend, make an exit plan. You don't have to stay stuck inside of a mistake just because you spent a long time making one. So let me know what you think in the comment section, and I will catch up with you in the next video.
So she tells you to leave instead of, why don't you try to figure out the problem and motivate your man? Maybe he's a bit tired of having everything on his shoulders the whole fucking time. And the best thing you can do is, instead of thinking about leaving, you should be thinking about motivating him and getting him back up on his feet. The same promise that you promised before the Lord. Anyway. We got a lot of stuff going on over here at Player Talk Radio, man. We out of the building, man. Let's get it, man. That's Hopergamy number 2. Hey, we're going to do a bonus episode. We're going to do Hopergamy number 3. Let's get it. Let's go. We got some more Hopergamy facts to talk about with Miss Chloe. Let's kind of dig into the mindset. Let's see what we get. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's go.